Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Bat Dot Studios. I know it's been a while. We haven't been uploading as much, but we are going to be getting back to our regular uploading. Hopefully, before we start, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel with notifications on so you guys are notified once a video is uploaded. Today, we are doing a trailer reaction to the new movie Naked Gun. It is a newer, updated version of the movie. George was kind of letting us know before we started recording that there's an older movie that I have not gone to watch yet, but we're going to do that. I got the boys from OG Orange Grove 55 YouTube channel. I'll start with you, George. How's everything, brother? Thank you for coming on the channel. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for having me on. And yeah, I love doing these trailer reactions and everything. I started doing, well, I only done one so far, out of theater reaction on my YouTube channel, Citrico Central. So I love like reacting to different things and giving my overall thoughts. So when I saw the trailer and everything, I was like, oh, I got to hit up Tones because I'm for sure he might be interested in doing it.
Absolutely, yeah. It's from what I'm hearing, it's supposed to be a really funny movie. So I'm kind of excited to see what the trailer is about to kind of show me why it is. And it does have Liam Nielsen in it, and I'm a huge fan of him. So, but yeah, if you could tell the people where they can find you on social media.
Absolutely. You can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Disney George. You could also find me on Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky under the Disney Italiano. And of course, you can find me on my home base on Orange Grove 55 with Citrus Corner with all that sweet, juicy, but sometimes sticky Disney news and info. And you could also check out my new YouTube channel, Citrico Central, sister channel to Orange Grove 55.
Yes, sir. Make sure you guys go give him a follow. I will leave all his stuff in the description below. And Orange Grove 55 himself. OG, what up, baby? How's everything, man?
What's up, Tones? I love hanging out with you guys. I want to thank you, Tones, for having us on Bad Thought Studio. Always a good time. Yeah, you can find me on obviously YouTube, Orange Grove 55. We talk a lot about theme parks. We do a lot of movie studio stuff as well. You can find me on Instagram, Orange Grove 55. I'm kind of new to Instagram, only maybe a year or so into it, and I'm feeling it. It's been good. I've been spending more time on there lately. Also on X, Orange Grove 55, and on Blue Sky, Orange Grove 55.
Yes, sir. Make sure you guys go check it out. I will leave, like I said, everything in the description below. All right. Go show some love to the boys. So Naked Gun, guys. I'm gonna name off the cast and the release date and all that stuff. So of course, Liam Nielsen, like I said before, one of my favorite actors. I mean, he can't miss when it comes to him in filmmaking or acting, I should say. So Pamela Anderson, I wasn't expecting to see her when I looked this up. I haven't seen or heard anything from her in God knows how long, but she's casted in this movie. Cody Rhodes, I believe, is a wrestler, if I'm not mistaken. He's in here, and Paul Wessler Hauser. I love this guy. This dude's so funny. But yeah, we got him. We also got sorry, let me go back here. Kevin Durand and Danny Hudson. So this cast is full. There's a lot of well-known people in this cast, but George, kind of, if you can, tell us about the old movie and kind of what you're excited for to see in this one.
Absolutely. I'm a huge fan of the Naked Gun franchise. It's a trilogy that was back in the 80s. 3 movies that were made starring the wonderful, hilariously funny Leslie Nielsen. Absolutely loved him in Airplane and even in Scary Movie 3 and of course the Naked Gun films. I mean, anything that you put him in, or as the younger kids might know him as Mr. Magoo, also, if you grew up into the 90s. But
thank you for calling me young, George. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. But it has this very kind of quirky satire, slapstick kind of feel to it where it's supposed to make sense in their world, but when you watch it, it just gives off that Scary Movie kind of vibe. Oh my God, this is the dumbest thing.
Okay.
It is funny as hell. And the fact that they were kind of doing, at first I thought they were going to do a remake of it. And I thought, okay, I don't know how I feel about that. And then when they said they were getting Liam Neeson to come in for the role, and I'm thinking, wow, that's a strange kind of role. But then I forgot that he also does a voice in the Lego movie. So he does have comedic timing. And another thing that I was kind of hesitant on is Seth MacFarlane, creator of the Family Guy show, is a producer on this film. And I thought, okay, Seth is kind of like a hit or miss because you know, with the Family Guy, and I was talking to Jay Shear about this yesterday, actually at Universal, and with Family Guy, it's done right because you just fill it in within 30 minutes. So like you get the gag after gag, you know, joke after joke, but then when you try to fill that in with a 2-hour movie, sometimes it can get a little monotonous. You have to know where you're placing it. But luckily, he's not directing it; he's just producing it.
So what you're saying is, after like an hour and a half, it leaves you kind of feeling like,
oh my God, who the hell cares?
is that how you feeling, bro?
Yes, absolutely. But kind of going back to the original, yes, it stars Leslie Nielsen, Priscilla Presley, George Kennedy, and yes, even O.J. Simpson. And I bring that up because they pay homage to these characters, and this is where, when we watch the trailer, it's not a remake, but it's actually a continuation. And you'll see when we watch the trailer.
Interesting.
Nice.
All right, cool.
And OG, I know you said you know nothing about, not nothing about this movie, but
Yeah.
Have you heard anything or that makes you excited for this movie, or is this just all new to you?
No, I mean, I remember watching these movies back in the day. I haven't seen them in years and years and years, but they're funny. I remember them being very, very funny. I didn't know they were making another one, which is wild to me. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they got. But these are very funny. The Naked Gun series is sort of like what George was saying, kind of like a Scary Movie. Kind of like these parody kind of films. So it should be a lot of fun.
Sweet.
And Seth MacFarlane's a smart dude. He's a funny dude. He is hit or miss though, like outside of Family Guy. So we'll kind of see, because the TED stuff was very cool. But then
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was
I forgot
cool.
about that. What's that TV? I believe it's a TV show he does where it's kind of like a not Star Wars.
Like Star Trek.
Star Trek. There you go. Kind of like
I
that.
know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it though.
Me neither. I know he does something like that because I always see him in clips that people post of him in that show. But I'm not sure if he directs it or produces it, but I'm sure he has a heavy hand in it because I think he's one of the main characters.
That's wild.
But yeah, it's cool to see some of these people.
Feature to have. If you have to have a hand, have it heavy.
Exactly.
There you go. There you go.
Was you ready?
I'm ready. Let's rock and roll.
All right, let's get into it. So this is our official trailer, a teaser trailer reaction to The Naked Gun.
Here we go.
Multiple SWAT units responding to hostage situation.
Hey, little girl, stop.
What do you want, little one?
Your ass.
That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast. That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast.
Who are you?
Frank Drebin, Police Squad. The new version.
Oh hell!
That's the sound of the police.
Oh hell no!
Hi, Daddy. It's me, Frank Jr. Love you.
Hey, Dad. Boy, do I miss you.
Sound of the police.
OJ.
Oh shit! Wow, not gonna lie, that was pretty good. That's just a teaser trailer, guys.
Yeah.
Just a teaser trailer. I'll start with you, George. Let us know. What do you think about it?
So yeah, like when I watched it, like right out the back, I thought, okay, this is how the Naked Gun was. That's what made it so funny, so charming, so different. So I love how they're kind of paying homage to the original by like showcasing the original cast. And that's why I had mentioned O.J. Simpson, because he was part of the original cast. But I love how they kind of included him. But the person playing his character's son, he just looks at the picture, looks into the camera, like, nope, not going there.
No,
you know,
no.
it's like, I mean, that's what is done tastefully with the Naked Gun, and I kind of hope they do. And knowing Seth MacFarlane, wouldn't surprise me that I'm glad he is tied to the project, because he is someone that will take risks, and you know, and as long as it's tastefully done, I think honestly it's going to be a favorite of mine. Kind of like, as I said, like the continuation of it, because the satire comedies are kind of coming back. I mean, I believe the Wayans brothers said that they were going to make a comeback to the Scary Movies. So,
Absolutely.
Do you guys remember White Chicks?
oh yeah,
love it.
Dude,
Love
so
it.
good. So good.
I think Marlon said that they're looking into making a sequel.
Yeah, they
Him
are.
and Sean.
They are. Now, let me ask you guys a question real quick. I know it's kind of off topic a little bit, but when it comes to satire movies, we all can take a joke, and there is some jokes that some people think that they shouldn't put in movies. But I was always a huge fan of when they would make fun of certain things, and it just be a joke, and people laugh at it, and kind of bring a dark thing that happened into light. What are your guys' opinions on movies like that, especially nowadays? Because personally, I thought they were good, funny, cool little things that they would do back in the day, but you won't see movies like that nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
I think one of the sad things, Tones, right now in the day and age that we live in this cancel culture age, is that the everything is like taboo now.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I love about like Cat Williams, for example. He's like my favorite comedian. I love Cat. He makes fun of everybody, dude. He makes fun of white, black, it doesn't matter. He's making fun of you. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad to me that we got into a point in our culture that like we can't laugh at ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I can listen to white jokes all day long, and I'm like, yeah, that's fucking funny. I don't give a shit. I think it's healthy in a lot of ways to have that, right, in your culture, to have that where you can like laugh at yourself and not take everything so seriously. And unfortunately, like in this day and age, yeah, I mean, it probably is difficult for a lot of these filmmakers to make a movie with satire about maybe a darker topic, or maybe something that's like maybe it's like a racial thing or whatever, where it's like they're scared, can we make this joke? Is our film going to get canceled if we do this or not? I think it's sad, man. I mean I don't know. Comedy is supposed to be a little bit edgy, I think, and I think that when you lose that and you're walking on eggshells, it's no longer funny. So
yeah, I'm the same boat as you. And the funny thing is, like, you even see them online, these videos of comedians posting a stand-up that they're doing, and they're getting the fans or the audience is getting mad at a joke that they said on stage. It's like, why are you here if you don't want to hear jokes, if you don't want to hear something that's funny? Like, don't buy tickets to come see me then. Like, you knew who you were buying tickets to come see. Like,
Sometimes I think with that, I feel like people do that just to rile up the audience and kind of make a spectacle of themselves, to give themselves 5 minutes of fame, and to see like if the comedian kind of like makes or breaks it. Like, do they fall? Do they crumble? Because a lot of people just like to see people fail at their own expense, and it's sad. And I'm glad OG brought up Cat Williams, because like just with any comedian, I mean, Cat Williams is like awesome. Like anything that he says, it's like King Midas gold. I remember watching. This is totally off the subject, but the first time I saw him was in Friday After the Next.
Yeah.
Money Mike, and oh my God, with Terry Crews, like the two of them together. For all of you who know, if you don't know, go watch Friday After the Next. But even the late great Joan Rivers, I was a huge fan of hers. Very controversial, as a comedian, but she always said that in this day and age, when there's dark times, there's like serious things going on, just take like 2 hours of your busy, maybe boring, hectic life and just have a laugh. Turn something that is negative, and maybe just for a brief moment, just laugh at it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you could feel good about like walking out, and saying, you know what, I could face this issue because I made light out of it. And I always kind of like stuck, to that she was always one, that she was a pioneer. Like back in the day when she did stand up, like it was during a time where women couldn't say pregnant on primetime television. They could not say the word pregnant, and she didn't care. She was in front of hundreds of people, thousands of people on broadcast, and she said, yeah, I'm pregnant, and she started making jokes and everything. So it was like, and nowadays you could say pregnant anything. So it was like that pioneering time. Like sometimes it just takes one person to make a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that I do feel though that this whole like hypersensitive culture we live in is sort of we're kind of coming out of it. I think a little bit we're kind of coming out on the other end of it a little bit. I mean, it's still there for sure, but it's not as bad as say 4 or 5 years ago. I think,
Yeah.
But it is getting better, but it's still out there and it's frustrating, man.
And the reason why I bring that up is because, OJ Simpson, for instance, right? He passed away last year.
Yeah.
Now bring it up that in this trailer, you see him, he's like, he shakes his head and he's making a joke of it, like of what happened to OJ while he was alive. And some people would take this like, oh, why you beating a man while he's he's down and he's no longer with it. It's like it's a joke, like what I'm saying. So
exactly.
People would take that, and I don't know how this movie's gonna go.
And the OJ thing can be seen as offensive on so many levels, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like so many levels. Like you were saying, Tones, like he's passed away a few years ago, so you have that element of it. Like you're taking shots at a guy who passed away, but also obviously we all know what happened with OJ. Exactly. And some people feel like he did murder Nicole Brown, and some people don't. But it's a very controversial topic, and if you feel like he's a murderer, now you're making a joke about a murderer. And it's like I could see how this joke could possibly like rile people up for sure. But hey, the filmmakers took that shot, you know what I'm saying? And this is probably a shot that filmmakers wouldn't have taken 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's why, the question I brought up was, why don't we see that? And hopefully we might be able to see something along the lines in this movie, because that's what this kind of gave off to me. Is it will have some of those dark jokes and those jokes that are satire that some people may not like, but in all, it's a funny movie. That's what it's meant for it to be, from what I'm seeing in this. But that's what I think about the trailer. OG, I'm not sure if we got your opinion on the trailer yet. What was your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I thought it was cool. That was really funny. Liam Neeson's a great actor. You can put him in just about anything. You can put him in a suspense thriller or whatever. And now we're seeing some comedy chops. He's gonna crush it. When he's sitting there with the skirt, with the showing his underwear, it's freaking hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So I'm looking forward to it. The original movies were very fun, very slapsticky, very much what you're seeing here. So it definitely, like George was saying, he's right. It definitely maintains the tone of the originals. So I'm looking forward to it. I got to brush up on my Naked Gun, though. I haven't seen those movies. I'm telling you, I think Reagan was still president when I saw those. It's been a while.
Yeah, this movie is released on August 1st of this year. It's hopefully it is one of those movies that we can sit back and see that satire in a movie again, because it's been years since we've seen some of those crazy ones that we used to see back in the day, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Any last words before we get out of here, boys?
No, I just basically I want to see. You mentioned the Wayans brothers. I want to see more stuff with them again. Like, 100%. I miss them a lot. And you know what else? Oh, Tones, I don't know if you remember this. I know George does. I know George, but do you remember back in the day that show In Living Color?
Oh yeah.
I mean, that show was crazy funny. But can you imagine that today?
So let me preface by saying I've heard of it. Never seen it. Never seen it.
Oh yeah. Oh man, that show they took comedy to a level that I don't know if they do it today, but it was a great show. Really, really funny. George, you remember it? I know you're.
Oh yeah, I loved In Living Color. I mean, that was like pioneering at its time, because it was around the time where, coming out of, like with, not just coming out of it, but like after times like with segregation and integration and everything, and then like really like kind of like combining both like with white comedians, African American comedians, and everything. So and again with the Wayans brothers and everything, and
that's where Jim Carrey got his start.
I was just about to say Jim Carrey. Yeah,
gave Jim Carrey his shot, and it was like gave him his career, and it was like, oh man, like I would love for them to do kind of like a reboot of that, like with them, but they would have to stick to the originality. Don't hold back.
Don't hold back. That's one of those shows. That Married with Children. These were shows that were not afraid to offend.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It paid off.
Speaking of the Wayans brothers too, another favorite show of mine was with Damon Wayans, My Wife and Kids.
Oh, okay.
One of you saw that one. That's another good show.
Yeah, man, they don't make them like they used to, boys. I'm telling you. They don't make them like they used to.
No, I'll send you some cool. I'll send you some like clips of In Living Color, bro. It'll have you. Yeah, it'll get a kick out. It's so funny.
I'm a fan of Jim Carrey. I don't like all his movies, but a lot of movies that I watched growing up were Jim Carrey movies. Like,
Nice.
Isn't it something like anytime it has to do with Jim Carrey, it has to do something with green? Because he was the Riddler in Batman Forever, the Mask, green, and then he was the Grinch.
And he made a lot of money. Green.
Yeah, no. Oh man. All right, boys. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up there. Guys, make sure you guys put in the comments what you guys thought about the trailer. Remember, this was just a teaser trailer, so once a longer version of the trailer comes out, we'll get the boys back together and do a trailer reaction to that one as well. This looks like a movie that I would definitely go to the theaters and watch, and we just got a teaser trailer for it, so I can't wait. Make sure you guys like the video. We'll start with you, George. If you can remind the people where you can find you on social media, sir.
Absolutely. You can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Disney George. You could also find me on Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky under the Disney Italiano. And of course, you can find me on my home base on Orange Grove 55 with Citrus Corner, with all that sweet, juicy, but sometimes sticky Disney news and info. And you could also find me on my new YouTube channel, Citrico Central, sister channel to Orange Grove 55. And again, Tones, thank you so much for having us on. It's always a pleasure. You know, love doing these kind of content videos with you. And again, doing what we're all passionate about, and that's, you know, putting on a good show, you know, and reacting to film trailers and what have you. So thank you.
Always welcome, brother. Always welcome. By the way, you guys should do a segment on OG 55 or a Citrus. What is it called again?
Which one? Because I got the channel Citrico Central.
Citrico Central. You guys should do a segment called Sticky Situations, like George always says on his thing.
Sticky Situation.
That's a good idea, bro. That is a really good idea.
You guys should do it.
Yeah, that's a great idea, Tons. All right.
I got you. OG, if you can remind the people where they can find you as well.
Absolutely. Tons, always a pleasure talking shop with you, brother. Appreciate you so much. And everybody, make sure you smash that like button. And if you're not subscribed to Bad Thoughts Studio, make sure you smash that subscribe button and that notification bell. And you can also find me on YouTube, Orange Grove 55. Thank you, Tons. Appreciate you, brother.
Always welcome, boys. Always welcome. Guys, find me on TikTok and IG, or TikTok and Twitter. Tones_TV. Go to Bad Thoughts Podcast. We just put out a new video today as of the 9th. So make sure you guys go check that out. And yeah, make sure you guys hit the like button, and we'll catch you on the next one. All right. Love y'all.